Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney. We're going to talk about Kathleen Kennedy. And no, she's still not fired. I know you've been waiting for like 8 years. She's any day now she's going to get fired. No, we're going to talk about this article. This comes from the direct they got from Matt Belney from, I think, Puck News. And they're trying to say that Kathleen Kennedy isn't woke. This isn't why the movies at Lucasfilm, more so than any other division of Disney, are woke. Because she's not woke. She's not a woke warrior.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's not just Star Wars. Look at Willow. Look at Indiana Jones.
Yep.
And it's all the same thing.
Yep.
And she's in charge of all of it.
Yep. I think this is damage control because of the Panderverse stuff. That she became a laughing stock. Now the general public knows who Kathleen Kennedy is. They didn't really care or pay attention before, but the general public is like, oh, she's that crazy woke lady from South Park. So it seems like they're trying to do some damage control. Now, I have to admit, I was actually surprised that Lucasfilm went in the direction it went in initially, because remember, guys, like Kathleen Kennedy was attached to like every Spielberg movie, almost every Lucas project. Like she has been involved with Spielberg and Lucas for a very long time. So many of the movies that we grew up with as kids, her name was on the credits. At like E.T., freaking Goonies, Indiana Jones. So I'm like, well, if anybody would get it, she would get it because she was there the whole time. So I was a little surprised when she's like, yeah, the first thing we're going to do is torch Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, but that's what happened.
That's what happened. And whether or not it was her decision, she signed off on it. She's the one who didn't have a plan for the sequel trilogy, and it just went to hell. So, I mean, it is her responsibility. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to Patreon, patreon.com/Clownfish TV for more content. We're going to be posting more over there because I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube. It's weird right now. So it's all Kathleen Kennedy's fault. It's all her fault. So, hey, the downvotes are her fault. They think that that Disney made a call to Google and got the downvotes. This is a true story because everybody's making fun of Kathleen Kennedy's.
She was getting an award for some achievement award, and everybody kept downvoting the video.
Yeah.
So I think that's partly why the downvotes were removed.
All right. So this is coming from the direct. Star Wars boss Kathleen Kennedy is not a woke warrior at Disney.
Hey, wait, not a woke warrior, but not a woke warrior and not being woke are two different things.
That is very fair. That is 100% true. You can not be a woke warrior. You're not overtly woke, but you make decisions that lead to wokeness. Or
Iger was telling her she had to, which is also a possibility.
That is possible. But nobody wants to nobody wants to be the one that's responsible for the wokeness at Disney. Like nobody wants to raise their hand and say, "Yeah, it was all my fault."
But a couple things here. Okay. Continue, and then I'll say what I'm going to say after you read some more.
Okay, so this is, and again, remember, guys, this is coming out, as the lawsuit is underway between Gina Carano and Disney, and her name is going to come up.
But which is Lucasfilm.
Which is Lucasfilm, and I guarantee you her name is going to come up because Gina Carano has made comments that she is a woke warrior. And if Kathleen Kennedy doesn't like you, then that's that, right? I'm
just going to warn people now that when I do speak, it's not going to be pretty. So you might want to turn your volume down when I get to that point and get some popcorn ready because I have no more fucks to give today.
Your tongue can pop the corn.
My fuck will has run dry, and I am going to release the Kraken in about 2 seconds. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I said we should do. We do exclusive podcasts over on Patreon. We should call it Clownfish minus any fucks to give. Minus video, minus any fucks.
We'll do minus.
Yeah, we'll do minus. All right, so they're talking about how Daisy Ridley was cast in lead in Star Wars and all that stuff. They said the popular adult animated series South Park released a special that featured Kennedy in a satirical manner as the face of the woke community at Disney, claiming she only makes decisions to pander to everyone.
There's not pandering to everyone. There's definitely pandering, though.
And then the Alkalite, we know exactly what kind of show that's going to be, Star Wars Tumblr style. According to Matthew Bellany, okay, this is on his podcast. He has a Puck News too, I think. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy isn't accurately portrayed by some fans as being the face of diversity at Disney. Some go as far as to call Kennedy woke, but Bellany revealed that these claims aren't accurate. He specifically states that she's not known as the woke warrior at the company and frequently even has to be convinced to include a lot of diversity.
Probably now. Let me read the comments, and then I have so many things to say.
Okay, this is what he said. This is what he said on his podcast. But he usually is right, but I'm like, I don't
buy this one.
I think they're deflecting because of the lawsuit. I think she might actually be on the way out. I mean, she's damn near 80 years old.
Well, they have to convince her, and then it's still her fault because she went along with it.
Yeah.
And after the first time, okay. But after it kept happening, at this point, you're not going to be able to make that argument. But read his comments, because I really want to say stuff.
Okay. Kathleen Kennedy is not, he said. That whole South Park thing was funny, but it wasn't accurate. Within Disney, she's not known as the woke warrior. She kind of has to be convinced. From everything I've been told, she has to be convinced to do this stuff. Bellany also pointed out there's still never been a female director of a Star Wars movie. Well, there was, but that went a couple times. That went south. Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins. We don't know what's going on with that.
Suppose they're still doing it.
But he personally believes that she has not gone overboard in the diversity stuff. And there's still never been a female director of a Star Wars movie. No, but every Star Wars show now, it's about a female. Even Obi-Wan is about baby Leia and Reva.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Okay. Brace yourselves. I'm going to try not to yell.
I'm going to go make popcorn.
Probably not going to be successful. Okay. This is a load of bullshit. It is such a load of bullshit. This is bull. Kathleen Kennedy, you could make that argument that she had to be convinced to do stuff for the first thing. Okay, maybe for, Rogue One, which did okay because it put a female in the lead.
I didn't think Rogue One was woke though at all.
No. But then, we're gonna make it female. Okay, cool. And then we get to The Force Awakens and they do it there and everything else. But then we get to The Last Jedi. And we get to The Last Jedi, and they literally take every character that was good, and especially if they were male. The whole point, I'm taking my coat off. The whole point of the fucking Last Jedi was to take Finn and Poe and make them terrible people so that these weak-ass bitch character females could come in and learn them. Where the fuck did Holdo come from? Where the fuck did Rose Tico come from? They just show up out of nowhere, and suddenly they're there just to tell these dudes that they're suddenly terrible people. Finn is now going to try to run away.
Again.
Poe is an asshole, gets all these people killed for no reason. Other than you had to give these new characters who happen to be women something to do. Rose Tico completely took away Finn's agency and didn't even let him, kamikaze himself for the good of everyone because she wanted to kiss him. Are you fucking kidding me right now? And it was written by a straight man? Anyway.
He is. Do we have confirmation?
I'm assuming. Anyway. So we have that. She was all on board with that. She was all on board, with the Rise of Skywalker and all this shit. Now Rey is all the Jedi. And I'm sorry. I'm a woman saying it. She's a fucking Mary Sue character. I am sorry if you don't want to hear it.
You've been saying that since before the channel.
I walked out of the theater and said she's
You're
a
like,
fucking
what
Mary
the
Sue
fuck was
character.
that? You're like, what is up with Rey? Like, how the hell is she better at everything? She can even fly the Falcon. She's never been in the Falcon.
Of dudes trying to tell me that I'm allowed to call the woman a Mary Sue character. She's a fucking Mary Sue character. I am sorry. You can trace the entire destruction of Star Wars back to pretty much Rey and these other women that they shoved in there. And the thing is, it didn't have to go this way. Like, she started out okay. The first part of the movie, she wasn't, Force Awakens, she wasn't annoying. It started out okay. Okay, yeah, she's gonna be put in this position, and who is she and all that. Okay, cool. But then all of a sudden she can she can block the mind maneuvers from Kylo Ren, who's trained for years for no reasons because she's her.
Mind rape.
Yeah, she can just block that out because she's her. She can pick up a lightsaber and suddenly know how to fight somebody who's been doing it for years. She can just suddenly fly the Falcon when she's been on planet her whole life. Yeah, fuck no. Even like Luke, they're like, well, he could hit that thing in the Death Star. Yeah, because he trained for years.
That was a plot point. He used to hit the Womp Rats. He's playing with the model of the T-16.
Okay, bullshit. So that goes down, that, and then Rise of Skywalker is a clusterfuck of epic proportions. And the fandom split, and it goes down the shitter, okay? So you got that going on. She didn't learn then. They had to convince her. Okay, cool. That's why she was wearing the Force's female shirt and all that. And then during that time, too, they had the retcon of the original trilogy in cartoon form, where they had Leia rescuing Luke across swinging across, and then punching him, slapping the face. That was under her. She didn't learn then. She had to be convinced then, too. Did she have to be convinced when she fucking ruined Willow? Did she have to be convinced when she completely destroyed Indiana Jones and she had years to do it and people kept telling her it was a bad idea and then she kept doing it? Did she have to be convinced then? Were they twisting her arm then? Oh, and the Acolyte. How weird was that? Here comes Leslie Headland, who was Harvey Weinstein's secretary when Disney was already worried about being brought into the Harvey Weinstein situation. And all of a sudden, Variety, I think it was Variety, leaks this story that they're supposed to be getting a new show by this, LGBTQ showrunner. And it just, that Kathleen Kennedy and her doing a show. And it just happens to get leaked. So after it's leaked, at the time, it was peak, women shit. And if you weren't allowed to take it away from them.
I'm thinking, what's that commercial? Like, I am a woman who poops.
Oh, that's a good commercial.
Hey, everybody, it's women shit.
It is women shit. And they made sure they put it out there. And the reason they did it was because they knew it was going to probably not get greenlit. And even now, it's already looking like it's going to suck balls because...
Some people love it when women suck balls. But...
It's going to suck balls because you already have the actors out there making comments about finally it's for diverse people. And then someone's like, it's going to be something and prestigious and all this other stuff. And I'm like, fuck off. It's going to be stupid. All right, it's going to be stupid. It does not look good. I mean, I could be wrong, and if it's good, I'll say so. But right now, what I'm seeing of it looks bad, and the anti-help, your cast and crew are out there running out their mouths, and they're just being stupid, and they're turning people off right and left. Which, back to the shows. Then we had Obi-Wan. Which, Obi-Wan was on Tatooine. Why was Obi-Wan on Tatooine? Because he was looking over Luke Skywalker. Oh, no. Kathleen Kennedy, another creative difference. Remember all the creative differences every time they had a movie and Kathleen Kennedy would have creative differences with these people and then the movie would suddenly get changed and people would be gone and then you get some super extremist narrative, the Force is female fuck show?
Whoa, people, now wait a minute.
I need a drink.
Wait a hot damn minute. People would pay good money for the Force is female fuck show. They could do it on OnlyFans.
Spit my drink out.
They could do it on OnlyFans.
They would. I'm just saying. I'm tired of it. They just put Leia in there for no damn good reason. And it's nothing against the Leia actress because they're going to make it like you're mean to a child actor. She's cute. I have nothing against her. But the whole reason that Leia was there was stupid. And then she is confused. Like she has to pretend like she doesn't know him because he told her not. Come on. What the fuck? But do tell me, a woman, what I shouldn't think. So you got all this going on. But no. She had to be convinced. The entire time. She had to be convinced. She's just ruined everything Lucasfilm brought to the table. She's in charge. The buck stops with her. Apparently she's the one that, that was jumping all over the place. And like I said, again, we've had how many shows canceled or changed hands repeatedly? Obi-Wan was one of them because of creative differences.
Creative differences.
Basically, because I guarantee the original story Obi-Wan was with Luke. And that was a problem. So, bull fucking shit. She's not woke and that she has to be convinced for this stuff. You might have gotten away with that argument for one or two things, but we're going on to how many now have we had that have ruined? Ahsoka ended up being like, how many things have gotten ruined because Kathleen Kennedy's in charge? You couldn't have had to try to convince her for every single one of them. Yeah,
I don't buy this at all.
Shit, I need some Tylenol. You may continue.
There's not much to say. They're basically like, it's important to note that there were men in the new ones. And in short, it appears as though...
they ruined the male characters. Wait, go back to the one. There were men in this. Oh, yeah, Oscar Isaac and John Boyega had major roles. John Boyega should have been a Jedi. It was set up that he was to be a Jedi.
Oh, yeah. Now, I mean, honestly, if it were me, I would have had Rey and Finn been trained by Luke Skywalker as Jedis, as equals, because they clearly made it look like Finn was going to be a Jedi because he was the first one to pick up a lightsaber, and he actually seemed to know what he was doing because he was a stormtrooper. So
Plus, it was a much better, more interesting story.
to have a stormtrooper become a Jedi, yeah, that's an interesting story, right? Because it's like, then why did he even bother? Because they had this whole arc with him. It was his movie until Rey showed up.
Yeah.
It was his movie, and it was about this guy having a guilty conscience about what he did. That would have been a pretty powerful story. And then what would have been interesting is to have like one stay on the light side, one go the dark side. Like you have Finn stay on the light side with Luke, and then Luke loses Rey to Kylo Ren or something, and then they have to go get her back. That would have been interesting. And then if Luke was going to die, you wait until the last movie to do it. You don't freaking kill him off because he gets tired.
However, male actors. By the way, this article is written by a dude who just graduated from college, so I'm sure he's been well indoctrinated.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Male actors such as Oscar Isaac and John Boyega had major roles as Adam Driver. You ruined Oscar Isaac and John Boyega's characters by the second movie. You totally, completely, I hate to use the word cock, but that's what you did. And then Adam Driver, because he was the white guy, was the bad guy the whole time. It's also important to know that they are brought to life by men. J.J. Abrams doesn't do anything unless he copies something else, which is why The Force Awakens was A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back all over again. Rian Johnson was notorious for trying to cause, how did he put it? He likes to cause like friction,
divisive, polarizing. He wants the audience to be split down the middle.
Yeah, that's what so you brought that idiot to the party, and then you went back to Abrams after that.
That would have been her decision too. Because here's the thing. Any moron could have thumbed out a rough idea of here's what movie 1's going to be, movie 2 is going to be, and movie 3 is going to be. That's a very basic idea of what's going to happen in these movies. Freaking Post-it note. But they didn't have any plan. They just basically remade the first Star Wars with Force Awakens and used practical effects to try to win people back. And then Last Jedi, she handed the whole thing to Rian Johnson and said, you do whatever the hell you want to do. If it means killing off the big bad halfway through the movie and leaving it like nothing left to do it by the end of, for the third movie, fuck it. When
they released Z+, the same can be said. Rosario Dawson was the focus of Ahsoka. Well, I would hope so, because the character was called Ahsoka. And then they had Sabine Wren in Ahsoka, because it was based off of, Clone Wars stuff and the spinoffs. But other projects such as Mandalorian, which you ruined, and/or the Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi have featured male headliners because it was the Book of Boba Fett, and it was Cassian Andor, and it was Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi. But you still just don't even.
Now, see, if he were a clone, people thought he was a clone. He could fuck himself. Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi.
But I'm just saying, they were all male headliners. Really? How hard did you have to think for that one? I hope you didn't strain yourself. I'm like, really? Come on.
This is some bull. This is some great bullshit.
The act might be directed and written by Leslie Headland. She only gets the role because Kathleen Kennedy is striving for diversity. Well, it's weird, dude. But you know what? When this all came out, you were probably like a whopping 15 years old.
You never knew what Star Wars. We have a whole generation of people growing up who only know Disney Star Wars. They don't know Star Wars when it was good.
Wait, it gets better. Because Deborah Chow directed Obi-Wan Kenobi, and no other Star Wars projects have been wholly directed by a woman. That's not woke. Your argument simply is, it's not woke because they didn't hire female directors. That's your argument? What is this? Do you think this is another college essay?
Yes.
This isn't what real life is.
Nope.
That is weak sauce argument. Because they didn't hire women directors. It's not woke.
Now that
bullshit. Nate, do go on, Nathan. Explain to me a woman how I'm not being represented.
Geeky Sparkles is an alt-right Nazi. She's almost as bad as J.K. Rowling.
I know, right? In short, it appears that as though Kathleen Kennedy doesn't put much focus on hiring females for the sake of diversity. Oh no, Nathan. That's why we literally made the Disney sequel trilogy female focused. So we added Holdo and Rose Tico for no damn good reason. And these are new characters that came in. And their whole point was basically to be a foil to the dudes. But no. We have had how many shows and things canceled or redone because because of creative differences, and they had to retool it to make Obi-Wan Kenobi about Leia. Yeah, but no, there's nothing about pushing women in this at all, because we only had a couple women directors for some shows, and they're going to have finally a woman director for a movie. that was supposed to be Patty Jenkins. But do go on, Nathan, and tell me, a woman, all about it. You're right off. Oh, I'm a big Star Wars fan. That's my focus. Dude, you weren't even born when most of these movies came out. You probably weren't born for the Phantom Menace. But I'm sure you're going to tell me all about what happened back then as if you were there.
Well, the internet says.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to pick on Nathan specifically. But
he's doing this for clicks. They're all doing this for clicks. Like, look, this is all related to everything we've talked about with the decaying digital media landscape. I don't know if I believe everything that people put out there. I mean, I never really did, but I think now that they're going to ramp up the contrary opinions, because negative engagement is still engagement and it's still clicks, it's still ad revenue, except for this because we have the ad blocker on. But sorry, Nathan. But yeah, this is laughable. This is some damage control. I think they're doing, whether it's her or Disney or whatever.
You're not to be convinced. She has to be convinced. No.
This is about the lawsuit.
Away with
probably
that argument once or twice. But at this point, when you kept seeing diminishing returns and everything going down the shitter, and the toys ending up on Ollie's, and the place that you're getting in trouble with Hasbro because they can't sell your toys and all that shit, you can't keep saying that doubling and tripling down on it was just an oopsie doopsie that someone convinced her to do.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, this is she's trying to save her ass. She's trying to save her ass. Anyway, are we gonna wrap this up? I think we need to wrap this one up. We can wrap this one up.
Yes, I apologize.
Okay.
I haven't done that in a while, but I really had no more fucks to give today.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.